We're moving on to question number 4. If the pace car solution to speeders on 183rd Street is not effective, what suggestions do you have to address the problems? And with that, we will start with number 1, Mrs. Colton.
Well, I think the first thing we need to do is to give this program time. You know, it's important to be able to let everything roll out and get the data in and the information that it is to find out if it's working or not. Beyond that, honestly, I would want to sit down and have a conversation with Police Chief Denise McGrath. She's the expert in police matters, and she would be probably have the most up-to-date, certainly more up-to-date information than I would have on what is working in other communities and what is not working in other communities and what would fit best with Homewood. So one of the best things that a leader can do is to surround themselves with smart people and listen to them. And that's something I want to do. We've got a very smart staff, and so I would talk to Chief McGrath.
My response to this was going to be almost the same as Ann's for a couple of reasons. One is I have actually reached out to see if we can, when we've accumulated enough data to see if we can compare the instances of speeding citations prior to the PACE program, and maybe once we are a little further along in the program to see how much of a difference it may be making. I've also reached out to Chief McGrath to see if, and she has responded that she is reaching out to other communities, law enforcement departments, to get suggestions and gain a little insight on how they are able to mitigate some of their speeding issues as well.
The PACE card program is just one tool that we're trying to use to work to reduce speeding along 183rd. We've also experimented with the road diet a couple months ago to determine whether or not reducing the lanes on 183rd will have an effect on speeds. And I believe that experiment did produce some results that appear to be favorable. And the village, I believe, is in the process of trying to secure a grant with ITAP, the Illinois Transportation Enhancement Program, to see about making those changes permanent, to reduce the lanes, add bike lanes, to make 183rd Street safer for motorists, pedestrians, and cyclists alike. So that's another option that we can use to reduce the speed and make the road safer.
I think the PACE car solution, the PACE car program, is a tiny symbolic effort to aid the much bigger plan, and that is the reconfiguration of some of the streets that need it, like 183rd Street, to use the road diet plan, meaning turn it into a one lane each direction and then a center turning lane, and then we'll also have the benefit of having the outside lanes as bike lanes. I think that is the best solution, but I also think the additional solution is the one that people talk about, and that is law enforcement. I have no issue with Homewood having the reputation. You know, when I was a kid learning to drive, East Hazelcrest was known as a speed trap. I have no problem with Homewood being known as a speed trap and maintaining that reputation. I think that would make a real difference to the people that create the problems and drive crazily like they're playing a video game. So, enforcement.